Good morning all you GearFacts people. Today I've got Casio's LK-43 key lighting system keyboard. There's your lights. We've seen a few of these before on previous GearFacts reviews, and the idea is that they play a song and wait for you to follow using the lights as indicators on each of the keys. The voice tells you which finger you should be using to press the key down. You follow, and as you repeat the exercise over and over again over the 100 different songs that you have to choose from, you should get better and better at playing them. This concept, though, is highly theoretical in that it's extremely frustrating and very robotic. It really lacks that human touch that helps you to learn. And I'm not saying it's a bad system. It might work really well for some people. I find it's almost like the machine's trying to bully you to get through the tune, and I always end up with this feeling that I just want to sort of get away from it. But I have been having a serious go over the last day or two, and I have to admit I have learned a couple of interesting things about the way the notes work together, because I'm not a trained pianist. As anybody who's watched my previous reviews would know, I just love keyboards. So I'll give you a quick preview of how the key lighting lesson system works by going to song number 81, which is La Signa. It's a classical tune that I do like. You can choose 3 grades of lesson difficulty, and it kicks into it straight away with a little intro. See it, I'm starting to go wrong now. And when you go wrong, it becomes highly stressful all of a sudden, because the voice starts to badger you about which finger you should be putting down, and it seems to want to really hurry you up. The notes also scroll down the screen here in a piano roll kind of sequence, and it's completely unhelpful and distracting. So the tune is kind of like one note ahead of me there, and I sort of lost the feel of where I was meant to be. And when you get your sequence kind of wrong, the tune starts to feel unfamiliar, and as a result, it just gets more frustrating. And another thing I've never properly worked out is exactly where the stop key is to actually get out of a lesson. I found myself just switching over to other modes or just switching off and on again when those lessons become a bit frustrating, or when I just want to simply stop. So now that I've talked about that for 5 minutes, in summary, the key lighting system is a novelty. It's kind of fun, kind of interesting. Definitely not a way to learn piano though. Just keep it as a little aside tool, or maybe just an introduction to a young person who's not quite sure whether they want to seriously get into piano playing. Let's now talk about tones. This is an absolutely entry-level keyboard, okay? So we've got our key lighting system, and that really is the sales draw card, I suppose. The sounds are absolutely basic, so synth leads, for example. Very kind of trite, I guess. Here's a bass sound, which sounds plastic as anything. Electric piano. Pretty lifeless again. Let's try another electric piano. Quite tinny and annoying. There are a few real piano sounds. Again, very boxy. And as you can see by that little piece there, the key lighting system certainly hasn't helped me. Piano number 2 is honky tonk style. Again, I have no idea what I was playing, but you get the idea that the sound is very empty. Let's try a couple of fun ones. The synth pad. This is a sound we hear a lot on the older Casio keyboards, and it is quite a fun one. So that's good. and another science fiction-y one with aftertouch. If ever you don't want the lights, you can override them at any time with one touch. But you've paid for them, so you might as well keep them on. What's the next tone? Vehicle sound effects. Telephones. So it's just a bit of fun craziness. On the back, things are a little bit cooler though. We've got MIDI in and out. And I'll say at this point that the piano pieces that are sort of pre-recorded into the hard memory of the LK-43 are beautifully recorded. Even though the piano sound itself is not very good, the MIDI files that they have hardwired into them must have been played by an absolute professional. They really sound good. So you can route those MIDI files out, through MIDI out, and have it played through a much higher quality piano sound generator, and they really come through nicely. And on the MIDI in side of things, the fun you can have with that is you can pump a really elaborate composition into the LK-43 and it will give you an amazing light show that follows every single note within that composition. That's pretty cool. We've got a socket for a sustain pedal, which is a nice and slightly unexpected bonus, then headphones out and power. We can run it on 6 AA batteries. What I also like is they've left a lot of empty space, so you can actually pack the power adapter into this recess here. If you're taking it away, putting it in a gig bag or something like that, that's actually a really good feature and you don't see it very often on keyboards. It also serves as a bit of a carrying handle too, if you want to transport the keyboard just from one place to another on your stage without packing it away. I know it's just a hole in the back, but trust me, it's actually a really good feature and very useful. So to sum up, I personally would never buy one of these, but I think for the right consumer, this does have a lot of handy features. As far as actual tones go, expect the absolute bare minimum. There really isn't any serious quality there. 100 demo tracks or lesson songs that you can play along with. And it has its own beats built in as well, which you access by pressing rhythm there. And I've chosen number 47 purely at random there, and as you will hear, it's a pretty boxy sort of sound. Generally, it's the simplest beats that sound the best. Oh, okay, I think we've got the gist of it, everyone. It's a very simple keyboard with a pretty cool lesson system built in. I'm going to leave you now with a bit of demo action by way of MIDI, and we'll see this key lighting system in all its glory. Thanks for watching Gear Facts.